This is a video from eSkills Zone. For more videos, notes, and certificates, please visit www.eskillszone.com.
Hello and welcome. Hi viewers. Today in this video we'll learn some more commands in GW basic programming language. So in the last video we learned how to use kill and list command, and today we're going to learn a few more commands. So first of all, we will discuss the load command. You're already familiar with this command, and if you can see here, you can see if you press F1, then it is used to activate the list command, through which you can use that list command by pressing the F1 key, and by pressing the F2 key you can use the run command. And if you press the F3 key, function key, then this load command can be activated and can be used according to your file requirement. So here we are going to first learn the definition of it, and the definition is this: that this command loads a file from disk to memory. So how it is done, let's see. First we will learn the syntax of it, and you're very much familiar with that word syntax. That's a grammatical rule of writing any computer program. So for the syntax of load command is, first we type the name load, and then we'll type the file name, any file name of basic file, and then we can put colon bracket, comma, and R. So we'll learn what is the purpose of this R and comma. So the interpretation is, now I'm going to type the interpretation, the explanation of this command, and the interpretation is this: file name is the name of the file to be loaded. So whatever the program you are going to execute, first it needs to be loaded into the memory, RAM, random access memory. If you don't load that command, then the particular file you're gonna execute cannot be executed. So first the saved file should be loaded in the memory, and here what we mean by the term memory, the random access memory. So first the file should be loaded into the memory, and then you will be able to run it or execute it. So file name is the name of the file to be loaded. If the R option is used with load command, the program runs after it is loaded. If the R option is used with the load command, the program runs after it is loaded. So let's see. For better understanding, we will type some examples of it, and the examples are load. This is the first example I'm going to write. Like if you type D is the drive name, backslash, and then fact.bs is the name of the file, as a basic file with the extension .bs. In fact, it seems like a name of the file is a program, GW basic program used to calculate the factorial of a numeric value. So it will actually loads the file named fact.bas from D drive. So it's very obvious and clear that if you type the drive name and then you type the file name with the extension .bas, then this particular file name from the drive D will be loaded into the memory. And one more example is, if you type like load D colon backslash, and we type fact.bas double quotation mark close comma R, then it actually loads and executes. So here the term executes means something you're gonna run. You're gonna have the output of the program. So execute is a typical word which is used in computer programming language, which is used to convert the input into the processed form output on the screen. So whenever you're giving the instructions to the computer, you want to have the output on the screen exactly the input you give to the computer. So executes means that the input, the instructions you give to the computer are first compiled, and then it gives us the output of the program. So loads and executes the file fact.base. So here's the complete name of the file with the extension .base. The fact.base file first be loaded and then be executed from D drive. So here you can see that we did not use comma R. It just loads the file name from D drive. But when you use comma and then R, it is actually used to run the program. R stands for run, which means exactly means the execution of a file. So it actually loads and executes the file fact.base from D drive. So it's about the load command we learned today. So two different examples have been given for better understanding. Now we're going to learn one more command, and the command is, there are multiple commands we're going to learn, and it should know the syntax and examples. MKDIR, it stands for make directory command. And how it is used, let's see. This command is used to create a subdirectory. In Windows, we don't use the word directory, but we use the word folder. So subdirectory here means subfolder in Windows terminology. But in old days, DOS was used and there was no concept of folder. So directory means folder in Windows and subdirectory means subfolders. So the syntax of this MKDIR make directory is MKDIR reserved word and the path name. And how it is used, let's discuss the interpretation. And the interpretation is path name identify the location where the subdirectory is created. It is a string expression, should not exceed 63 characters. So the path name we have just used with the MKDIR make directory. It is actually used to make a new directory. So path name identify the location. Location means the drive location where the subdirectory is created. Like we have drives like C, D, E, F. So path name is used to identify the location of the drives where the subdirectory, the subfolder is created, and is a string expression, should not exceed 63. So it's a limitation that the string expression should not exceed 63 characters. So more than 63 characters are not allowed. So we are gonna give the example of it for our better understanding, and the example is MKDIR, name of the command, and then we'll type the complete file path name. Like first we'll type the drive name D colon backslash, then we'll type goods, and then we'll type inventory. So viewers, you can see that first we have just given the path name. First we type the drive name, drive letter D, and then we put a forward backslash and type the first folder name. It is also called the root folder name, and then we type a backslash, and then we type the subdirectory name, and the subdirectory name here is inventory. So it is the subject subfolder. This is the complete path we're gonna have with MKDIR. So this way we can make a directory in this particular drive. So it actually creates the subdirectory named inventory within the directory of goods. So the main directory was, or you can call the main folder was goods, and the subfolder, the main folder of main directory was goods, and the subdirectory was inventory, which was we wanted to create it with the MKDIR command. Now we're going to learn one more command today, and the name of that command is name command. First we'll type the name of it, name command, and the definition is this command is used to rename a file. So how it is done, let's see. First we will learn the syntax of this command, and the syntax is name old file name. First we'll type the old file name, then we'll type as, it's a reserved word, a keyword, and then we'll type the new file name. So a file name is replaced, the old file name is replaced with the new one by using the keywords name and as. So how it is used, let's see. First we will understand the interpretation, and the interpretation is the file will be renamed, the old file name is replaced by the new file name. So the examples are, first we'll type the name, which is used to rename the file. Then we'll type the old file name, like if we, as an example, we can type remarks.doc is the old file name. Then we'll type as, and then we can type rmks.doc. So it's the new file name, and the old file name was remarks.doc. So by using the keywords name and as, we can replace the rmks.doc with remarks.doc. So remarks.doc will be replaced by rmks.doc. So it actually gives the name rmks.doc to the file. I'm going to type in small letters because they are not the reserved words, to the file remarks, which was the old file name .doc. So viewers, today we have learned 3 different commands. First one was the load command. We have learned that how a file can be loaded and then can be executed by typing the small letter R. And then we learned the MKDIR command, which is used to create a subdirectory in the main directory of a specific drive. And then we learned the command name, which is used to rename a file name. So we always need to use the keyword as. If you don't type it, then there will be no use of it. By first we need to type the name, which is the reserved word, then we type the old file name, then we type as is the keyword, yes, as, and then we type the new file name, which is we're gonna give to the old file name. But remember one thing, that the both file names, whether it's an old file name or a new file name, both should be enclosed in double quotation marks. So it's very important to note that. So viewers, that's all for today, and thanks for watching.